Hello everybody, my name is Mr. Monopoly and welcome to the Metaverse. Alright, for this video we are finally going to go over Axie Infinity. Finally, after playing for this game for about a week or so, I finally got a good sense of the game, the concept of the game, and just enough knowledge to educate you guys on the game and see if it's even worth it to play the game, whether you want to play it as for fun or if you're actually trying to make a living out of this game. But before we get into that, I want to go over a new NFT purchase. For this new NFT purchase, I got the Sawback Common 267 from the Bitfins Series 1. It's a really nice, cool game. I'm gonna put up some footage or pictures on the screen of what the team is currently developing on. I think it's pretty cool, really cool. Just because I have an actual fish tank here in my house. It's a saltwater tank, so really huge into fishes, just something that I've always done my entire life. Which, by the way, if you're not following me, make sure to check out the Twitter where I post all NFT purchases as soon as I make them, to see if you guys want to check out the project. Obviously not financial advice, but just to know, to keep up to date with what projects I'm currently looking at and stuff like that. But yeah, other than that, let's get on to Axie Infinity. Before we get to actually playing the game, I want to explain the concepts and the marketplace. So in this game, it's kind of like Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, Clash of Clans, Battle Royale, everything combined. This is the Axie Infinity marketplace. This is just kind of like the website where you kind of go to purchase your Axies, because you do need a minimum of 3 Axies in order to play the game. So this is gonna kind of come off to a cost just to even play the game to begin with, which is kind of not really much of that, easy, low barrier to entry. You do need some funds. Specifically, you will need Ethereum loaded into your MetaMask wallet, or the Ronin wallet, which is the wallet that's paired with the Axie Infinity marketplace. So you will need Ethereum to buy the Axies, the Ronin wallet to actually store your Axies and connect with the game, and the MetaMask, obviously. This is currently like the marketplace right now where you can purchase your Axies. So this currently was recently listed. Main thing that you would want to go to is up here on this tab where it says marketplace. And this is where it gets kind of confusing, but I would try to make it as simple as possible. So these are all the different types of Axies. Each Axie obviously has different abilities. So the main ones that I think are pretty good as far as what I've played so far is the plant Axies. So these Axies are kind of like your tanks, as you will, where they have very, very high health, and they would be kind of good. So an easier way to explain this, you're playing Pokemon, but you're playing kind of like that 3v3 mode. The thing that's weird about this game, it's not like Pokemon where you have only 4 moves and then that's it, you select which move you want. It's kind of like Yu-Gi-Oh! You get like a stack of cards and each card has a different attack or defense mode. What's annoying is there's this thing called energy, so you can't really throw all your cards all at once to do a major, like a Rasengan ultimate destroy. How do you get energy? You don't use any moves, but without using any moves you can't defeat your opponent, which doesn't really make any sense, but whatever, go along with it. Based on my experience, the best ones that have had the best attacks would be either the beast Axies or the aquatic Axies. The ones that I've experienced with and played against other people, the main 3 that I always see is an aquatic Axie, a plant Axie, and then a beast Axie or a bird. But you can go ahead and look through the list, and obviously at the time of recording, this is of the cheapest Axies you can get. So around the time when I was purchasing these, they were $50, so they are cheaper today, but that doesn't mean they'll be that way all the time. There's some cases where they go up to $100, But now that we're done going over the Axie Infinity marketplace, we're going to go over obviously the 3 tokens that are associated with the game that you would need or earning in the game. So obviously, like I explained earlier, in order to purchase your Axie Infinities, your Axies, you will need Ethereum, and obviously at the current time of recording, Ethereum is at 2,700. Second token is the token of the actual game. You don't really need this. You could just have ETH, but you could have Axie if you wanted to purchase anything. I haven't done that yet, but it's there if you want to invest in the game. So Smooth Love Potion, or SLP, is the main currency of the game. This is the currency that you will be earning while you're playing the game. So when you're doing missions like completing tasks, daily missions, weekly missions, this is what you will be earning as a result from, you know, leveling up your characters and things of that nature. And obviously it's not doing so good. That's basically some of the basics of the game. Let's actually get into the game and actually play the game. Alright, and this is what you see when you first launch up the game. Obviously you have your 3 Axies that you first purchase when you play the game. I got my plant right here, got my beast right here. These are my 2 favorite Axies. This one's trash. I don't know why you're here. I don't even want you. I should sell you right now. But yeah, here's where obviously you have your Axies right here. If you purchase, you know, multiple ones, if you have a great team, I believe you can have a total of this is kind of like the layout, so you have like 7 spots you can have. It only really makes a big difference once you start having more than 3 Axies. And if you go up right here, these will be your quests for the day. So obviously daily check-in, you literally just click check-in and then complete 10 adventure mode levels and then win 5 arena matches. Going back to like when we played Blanco's block party, is you can technically play to win in this one because some big giant whale can just purchase the strongest, most cracked out Axies on steroids and then just win and gain a bunch of SLP, which kind of makes it harder for those that are just starting off on a low budget. Where not, as there's always adventure mode, and in that one, you know, the levels get stronger and harder as you go on. So that's kind of where you can level up and gain the most experience and power for your Axies. And then for arena mode, you just right away jump into a game versus another player across the world. So we're gonna do adventure just so I can kind of show you how the game works. We're gonna do some pretty easy level, hopefully. So obviously your objective is the same as, you know, a Pokemon style game. You want to defeat, you know, the opposing team by knocking their entire HP out. So these are the cards that I was mentioning earlier, and each different card has a different, you know, ability and attack, and as well as healing yourself, just like this plant, like I said before, has lots of health and can take care of himself. Whereas this one literally inflicts 30% damage to itself, but on the bright side it gives 154 damage. So you have to plan this strategically and accordingly. But yeah, like I said before, the game's like a weird combination of Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, Clash Royale, literally all of that combined, which makes the game slightly hard to understand in the beginning, but you eventually get used to it. In my opinion, if you were to ask me if this is a fun game, I don't know, because Pokemon is addicting, but this, I don't know, it's kind of weird. I just don't like the whole cards thing. I'm not really much of a, you know, TCG player. But hey, if that's you, then, you know, this game might be fun for you. Alright, but while I'm playing the game, I might as well answer the 3 main questions that I'll answer for every play to earn game. First one is the game easy to play? And I kind of already answered that question earlier. I guess it's easy because you can technically just press whatever buttons and hope for the best. After a while, you'll get used to it when you start learning your card's abilities and stuff like that. But I don't know, it's hard. It's kind of like riding a bike, you know. It's hard in the beginning, but gets easy later on. And we got some XP. Alright, so we're gonna play our first versus mode. Obviously, got the Akatsuki over here. And for the second question, is the game, you know, something that requires funds to play the game? This one, you do need some funds in order to play the game. You need to purchase at least a minimum of 3 Axies, and it just kind of varies depending on what point of time you're purchasing these Axies. Like we saw earlier, the current prices of the Axies were $30, so, you know, 30 times 3 is 90. Plus, you know, the gas fees, which is pretty annoying with Ethereum. So you're looking at about, I would say like $150 to be safe, you know, just to cover everything. One good thing about this game is these Axies are the NFTs itself, and especially when you level them up, they'll be worth more in the marketplace as to opposed of having a level 1 Axie. So you can theoretically get some funds back or potentially make profit if you've leveled up your Axies enough. other than just selling your Axies, you can actually breed them. And this is just kind of a concept where you get 2 Axies to breed, to come out with another Axie, and it kind of gets traits from both Axies. Just know, for breeding, it does cost money to breed. It's not like, you just drop it off at the hotel and they just do their thing. No, you literally have to pay for that hotel with SLP. And this kind of brings on to my last question. Can you make a living from playing this game? To answer that question is, I mean, you saw the SLP chart. It was not looking good. If you're someone that's extremely good at the game and you're breeding Axies like hardcore, and you're completing all your daily tasks and weekly missions, I don't know, it would just kind of depend on you and your situation. The only way I could see someone theoretically making $100 a day is if they're literally doing all 3. They're playing the game, they're completing all their quests, they're playing the arena mode as many times as possible to get their max SLP that they can earn per day. They're flipping Axies in the marketplace based on the traits that people are looking for, and you're also breeding. So if you're doing all those 3 things, you could technically make a living, but it would just require lots of time, lots of patience, and lots of knowledge. But if you're someone that just wants to make a living just from playing the game, unfortunately that's not really the case. You kind of need to put in either you're breeding Axies to make money, or you're flipping the Axies itself. And it's just kind of something that kind of, like I said before, will take some time in order to learn what Axies are good. But other than that, that's basically Axie Infinity. What would I rate this out of 10 bitcoins or whatever? Yeah, I would kind of rate this 5. Costs quite a good amount of money. Even right now with the current, it's pretty cheap right now, honestly, like $150 to just play the game. That's really cheap for Axie Infinity. So it can be expensive, but it also can be cheap, but it's not going to be a free game. You can just play for free. And then also, just because I don't like the whole card turn-based game. I would prefer just keep it simple, 4 moves, kind of like Pokemon. But I can see how they're going with this concept of the game, and just to make it a little bit interesting. But that's just my personal opinion. Hey, this might be the best game known to mankind for you. Because there's also land, like there's just so much with this game going on. There's literally Axies, there's accessories, there's land. They got a whole metaverse land, and it just, this could go down a whole entire rabbit hole. So this game's literally trying to do everything in the metaverse world, which I think is cool, but sometimes a little bit too much, But I do love the graphics and the simplicity that the game looks and feels. Which is kind of friendly, pumped up vibes, they're dancing. But yeah, that's my final thoughts on the game. Let me know what you guys think of the game down below. Are you playing the game just for fun, or probably making a living? Let me know down below, and also let me know any other metaverse play to earn games you want me to review and talk about. But other than that, make sure to like, subscribe, turn on the post notifications. Follow me on Twitter to stay updated with all NFT purchases or crypto news related. And yeah, that's basically it. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.